Hello everyone, I'm just recording a quick video so that you can understand how to use the cycle tracker, and just so that you've got some understanding on how to also track your cycle with your discharge, so you know what to look out for and you feel really confident in implementing this into your everyday life so that you can then in turn trust your body and feel really freaking good. So I'm going to share my screen so that you can see the cycle tracker. So let me just get this sorted because I have things all over my screen. Google Chrome. So I'll move everything. I'm sure you can see it. I just need to set my screen up a little bit more so that I can actually see it. Okay. Great. So the first page, I've just got there like the moon cycles and things like that. So that you can, sorry, I'm still just getting my screen sorted. It's being a little bit slow. Yeah, so I've got there like the moon cycles so that you can see the different moon cycles that we go through. When we're tracking with the moon, it's really easy when you're first implementing this into the cycle tracker to just be coloring it in dark when it's the new moon, and then like maybe coloring it in light when it's the full moon. And just doing like, if you want to, you can do the waxing and waning crescents. It's completely up to you, but at least kind of knowing where the new moon and the full moon are can give you an indication of whether you're bleeding at what time of the moon cycle. So I've kind of got here on like the front page, if you can see that, color in for the new moon, leaf blank for the full moon, or you can color it in light, whatever works for you, and how it can help you to see what moon cycle you're in alignment with. The way that I kind of use this for myself is very much in the top box there, where I've got the top arrow. I clearly forgot to put in there what to write, but just there, write the day of the month if you like, and also the day of your cycle. This is just to really see what day in your cycle you're at. And once we get down to the actual cycle tracker here, you can see like there's space on the squares. Once that's printed out, there's actually space there that you can kind of just write like feeling bloated, feeling fatigued, feeling good, whatever it might be. You might be feeling really creative, and it'll just allow you to begin to understand where you're at in your cycle based on what your body's presenting with. You'll be able to see where the moon is and what phase of your cycle you're in. I also thought it was really nice just over the side, set some monthly intentions for yourself. This can be really powerful at the start of each cycle to really focus in on what intentions you have for the rest of your cycle that month. So it just could look like deepening your connection to self, ensuring each day you're taking time to be outside on the earth, elevating your life in some way, whether it's like implementing some more organic produce rather than just store-bought produce, or, name your thing. You can write some intentions there, and love notes to self. Of course, tell yourself how much you fucking love yourself. It's so important. Anyway, I want to get into how to know what phase you're in. This can be a little bit tricky when you first start this. Just overall, it can be a little bit like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. But I promise you, even after your first month of tracking, you're going to feel so empowered because you're going to be able to understand what phase you're in. You're going to know what's going on in your body, and you can get on that roll of like, heck yes, I feel really freaking good. So we're looking for days 1 to 4. Obviously, we're on our bleed, right? So I mean, your bleed can last up to 7 to 8 days, and that's still normal. So, your first phase of your cycle on your bleed, we're looking for our blood. So perfect. That's how you'll know that you're in that phase. Once your bleed starts to, wane back, not be so, not be so period like, you're going to be moving into more of a sticky discharge slash some girls don't really get much discharge in the follicular phase, and that in itself is actually perfect. It's not going to be super stretchy. It's not going to be slippery. It's going to be a bit thicker if you do have any. This is purely just as an indication that you're not in your fertile window. So when you get to, days around, depending when you ovulate, around like 14, 15, some people ovulate a little bit earlier, some people ovulate a little bit later. It's going to be very much resembling a raw egg white, so looking out for that. Usually if you have it in your fingers, you can kind of like pull your fingers apart, and it's sticky, like it stays sorry, not sticky, it's like slippery, it like stays in that sort of consistency. Stretchy is the word that I'm looking for. And that's how you know you're in your fertile window, because it makes a really smooth sailing like journey for the sperm to actually go up into the cervix and for you to then fall pregnant, because that's overall what our body is aiming for every single month. After ovulation, you'll probably notice that your discharge will just dry out and you won't have much discharge at all. And if you do, it's probably going to be quite like tacky or dry. And this is perfect, right? This means that you've completed ovulation and your body's now preparing to start bleeding. It's actually your body's preparing to have a baby. But of course, if you did not, have that, I can't think of the words, but of course, if you didn't like have sex in your fertile window and intentionally, you're going to then start your bleed because it's coming to the end of your cycle. So that is how you look out for your discharge, right? It changes throughout your whole cycle. And this is the most powerful way for you to connect to your cycle, to your body, and to trust yourself. Because when we are tracking with an app, it actually can't like tell you when you're ovulating, only your body can. So that's why beginning to track with discharge can be so powerful in you understanding where you're at in your body. So I'll just show you, like, we've just through this document, like I just have a couple of different colors just for like whatever you girls like want. But print these out a couple in advance just so that you don't have to print it out every single month, and just to stop it being from like a block there, like printing out a couple, having that there. And it's really, really great to implement that. I just want to check if there's anything more else that I was going to speak into. So tracking your cycle with your discharge, really powerful. Tracking your cycle with the moon in there, so you'll be able to see what moon cycle you're aligning with, and go back to our first call of module 2 in Moon Maiden, and you'll be able to see all the things I unpacked about the moon cycle there, so that you can really start to embody that archetype with ease. Other than that, that's pretty much how to use the cycle tracker. I hope that all answered all of your questions, and you're going to start implementing this into your life and really beginning to understand, tracking your cycle, trusting in your own body, recognizing what, symptoms or things that your body presents with throughout your cycle. And I really hope that this is like, you're going to really start deepening your connection to yourself even more, because that's really the aim. And that's just so slay. We love that. I will also add, you can still use this cycle tracker if you do not bleed, or if you have a super irregular cycle and you're currently on your journey back to cycling. Use this this cycle tracker. Use the white moon cycle. So, start tracking on the new moon, just tracking your emotions, tracking your moods, tracking your physical symptoms, and just follow that through the cycle and just see what shifts and changes with that, tracking with that white moon cycle. And then equally, you will probably notice that either your cycle will come back and start to be more regular, especially when you begin to implement all of the things that I go into in module 3. But it'll just also allow you to be really in tune with your cyclical nature. So I love you so much, and I can't wait to hear all about how the cycle tracker lands for you, and so you can start using it. Bye.